Good morning and welcome to another edition of Don Alphin on Fishing. Today was 11 degrees this morning. I got out a little bit late and now it was, I guess it was 14 degrees when I launched. But it's just early part of December, trying to kind of just try new water that I haven't fished before, or at least trying areas within areas that I have fished to try to find little spots that might hold fish. So stay tuned and hopefully I'll be able to put a fish or two in the boat using glide baits. I'll just show you one now. This is one of my go-tos. This is a powder color. That's what they call it. It's an S Waver, and the 200 series, I believe, from river to sea. So stay tuned. Hopefully I'll be able to put a few fish in the boat. Thanks for watching. So this one came by, it was a total surprise. It was not quite in the position to catch a fish, but on the way out, I do a cast, which is assisted by my trolling motor to about 120 feet, and then I stop and reel in, and I hadn't even got a chance to stop and reel in before this fish hit. Not a big fish, nice pup, but it was man enough to take that. Oh my gosh, it's another. Nope, it's a pup lake trout. Thought for a second it might be another cutthroat, but beautiful small fish. But look how he took that 6.5 inch glide bait. Awesome. You know, some of you have asked me why in the last couple of weeks I've been telling people that it would be better for them to be casting and retrieving their glide baits instead of slow trolling. And what a lot of you don't understand, or a lot of it looks like you don't realize, is that even when I'm slow trolling, I essentially am reeling in one rod after the other, and then I put them back out again and then start reeling them in. So I actually work the rods back to the boat even when I'm slow trolling. The reason that I do that is quite simple. Sometimes the fish want a more aggressive lure, and so if I'm reeling in, even if I just turn around and put it right back out, or then drop this rod and put and reel the other one in, I can give it more action by just reeling it a little tiny bit faster than my 1.4 to 1.7 that I really like this time of year for slow trolling. The other idea is even simpler than that, and that is that if I can let that line go back behind the boat 100 or more feet, I can't cast that far. So if I'm casting from the front of the boat or even from the middle of the boat, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get that lure that far away, unless I'm using my bass fishing rods, which I carry with me. But when it's 11 degrees or 14 degrees or 16 degrees, I get about 3 casts with my bass rods towards a point or some place that I'm fishing, and all of a sudden all of my guides have iced up. So this is a way for me to continue to fish even though it's really, really cold in the morning. Now, if I come back in the afternoon, that's a different story. Then I can cast and retrieve just fine. I can do it the way I'm doing it by letting my lines out, doing a little slow trolling before I start reeling in, or I can just choose to stand up on front of the boat and do my casting as if I were in a bass tournament. So, but because the guides won't freeze after noon or 1 o'clock. But if I'm trying to get out and get an early morning bite or a morning bite, I've got to be aware that my line is going to be, or my guides are going to be iced, and it's going to limit how far I can cast with my bass rods. So that leaves slow trolling. This does not feel like a very, very big fish, quite frankly. I don't know. So all I'm going to do is just slow my trolling motor down just a little bit, but I'm not going to turn it off because I've still got another line out. And so if I can manage the fish without having to stop the motor altogether, then I don't risk having my other line get tangled. Now this fish is coming in. A week ago, my grandson was with me, and we had a fish like this that came in fairly easily, not quite as easy as this, but it turned out to be an 8-pound cutthroat, 26 inches, and then I can't remember how big a round it was, but we actually measured it, or actually weighed it at 8 pounds. So here's this fish already. Not a big one, just a nice pup, but he was man enough to come up and smack that glide bait. It's not a bad fish at all. Maybe he'll get off. Give him a chance to. He knows he's hooked for sure. What a nice fish. Beautiful start to the day. Hope you can see that. Behind the boat, I'm into the leader. So hopefully I'll be able to just dip this baby. Oh, lost it. Now I'm gonna lose it because he's hooked on the net. There we go, we got him. Well, this will be an easy release and get him back in the water, so I'll turn off the camera. And there he goes, happily on his way. Great fish. I do believe it knows it's hooked. It's been taking line, but it's actually also really close. So we'll just see. It might make some runs here before we get it up, but right now it's just hugging the bottom. Oh, it's a nice fish. I can see it now. I don't know whether you can see it down there. It's yeah, I'm just excited as all get out to see these fish. Boy, absolutely knows it's hooked. And there it goes. I had it at 12 feet, now it's at 55 feet, now it's at 70 feet. Oh, what a great fight. Let's just continue to go. Now it's at 75, 78. There's no way in the world I can get it to stop at this point. There, it stopped at 80 feet. And it turned around and it's starting to come back in. So, oh, what a fun fish. Now I've got it back to 32 feet. That was quite a run, by the way. From me watching that fish just a little bit underneath the boat to going back out 70 plus feet. Boy, it's really trying hard now. Wow. Wow, look at that head shake. This might be a little tiny bit bigger fish than I was giving it credit for. There it goes again. Ah, down to 45, 50, taking it down to 60, 65 feet. Wow, not down because we're in not that deep of water. We're only in 30 feet of water. So this is quite the fight for sure. Coming back in now at 43 feet. I say this all the time, but it's very, very important. Keep that, when you're fighting a fish like this, make sure that you do not pump that rod. Make sure if you ever reel it up, as you're bringing the rod tip up, you reel. Make sure that you, now sometimes that's just gonna take the drag, and so it's like you're reeling into nothing. But you cannot let this go slack. You just cannot do it. Oh my goodness. I got to get this net going. "10 feet down. Now you should be able to see it. It's a fine, fine, fine fish. Just so excited. There she is. Wow, what a beautiful fish. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. This one. And I got him. Oh, oh my goodness. Look at that fish. I'm just gonna get that one taken care of. I'll measure it a little bit and get it out there. So I'll turn off the camera right now and get that handled. There's the fish right there. Got it right in the mouth, and then hooked one of the little fins there. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I'm just going to go ahead and measure it and get it back in the water. Okay, she's back in the water, or he. Didn't have a chance to sex it, so we're just letting her, or it, just get used to the water, breathing. Beautiful. The only thing that's a problem is when you handle fish like this in this kind of temperature, you kind of want the net to do the work instead of having to have your hands in the water. But we're just going to let this fish go. Oh, there he goes. Oh my gosh, what a fun fish. Well, thanks for watching another edition of Don Olfen on Fishing. It's been a real fun morning and a little bit of an afternoon filming this. Glide baits, middle of, well, the earlier part of December. I think it's the 11th or 12th today. Anyway, I showed you 3 fish that I got in the boat. I've had in the last week, I've lost a couple of fish that were well over 30 pounds. But sometimes when you're by yourself, it's a little bit difficult to get really big fish in the boat, and quite frankly, one of them didn't fit in my net. But having said that, I hope you'll take the little tips that I'm showing you and come on out and figure out how to catch some glide bait fish, and find your own little areas, and hey, I don't care if you keep those secret and just do that yourself, but the whole idea is to get out here and enjoy this wonderful bite, and make sure you put most of the fish, if not all the fish, back in the lake, especially the big ones. And let's see if we can't improve our fishery and do a good job for that. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.